Do you know before you make a piece the extent of it?
I proceed with instinct when it comes to size. Like for this black one, I had the map of the United States in mind as proportions.
Really?
Yes, and I made it really dark. I found these black trash bags that have strips that allow you to close the bag,
yes.
which are red. I just thought of the black trash bag as the ultimate despicable, despisable item in the face of the earth, you know, like who, I mean, what's worse than a garbage bag is probably a field garbage bag. That was the challenge for me with this piece, taking the worst and then just seeing how far I can push the transformation with that. I did not have the debris netting at the time, so I was knitting it literally with the traditional knitting. So in that section...
The Florida section.
Yes, the Florida section is needed. And then there's some braiding. Some of the pieces do kind of take on the appearance of being influenced by costume in some kind of way, or there's sections that look anthropomorphic or wearable.
Yes.
A little bit.
They do. I mean, who wouldn't want to put that right?
And this is definitely the darkest piece that I've done. When my brother walked into the house and saw it, asked me if I was possessed.
Good Lord.
I did this one, then I did another one with blue tarp called Blue Cheap.
Oh.
Blue Cheap as in blue.
Good title.
Yeah. So that one was a piece of tarp and then similar details, braided details.
Uh-huh.
And that had 2 electrical wire systems that allowed the tarp to come down or be ruffled up like a Gothic curtain. I had visited Versailles in France at the time, and I had seen Marie Antoinette's bedroom with all her Baroque baldachin, crazy sort of beds and armoires and strange furniture. And so that became a piece about poking a joke about this blue chip kind of artist versus emerging versus, you know, in the market, outside the market, and all of that conversation. So it became sort of a funny piece about that, but also kind of, again, sort of amusing of these materials and how to change their context in a kind of way. I created this particular piece for a specific site at the National Academy where I was assigned a niche to create a piece for a show there. And so after I created a piece, which was a sort of this round niche, very, very tall, high, the curator at the last minute changed his mind and relocated the piece to just a regular wall. Then after that shape remained, then now wherever you put this piece, it kind of recalls a little bit of the niche shape and sort of the elevation of this high niche-like architecture.
Faintly religious.
Yes.
Sort of imagery, actually.
Definitely. And there's also that strong evocation of spirituality and religious spaces that has greatly influenced my work.
I wondered that too, since your parents are missionaries and you work with your parish.
Definitely. It's been an influence in my life, sort of a connection to sort of a spiritual search and what lies beneath. And the work and the contrast sort of between plastic being sort of a symbol of our consumerist society, contrasting with these more sacred-like iconographies. I'm interested personally in the tension between the sacred and the profane and what we consider, you know.
What about heaven and hell?
All of that, all of that. And then hell not necessarily being this place that you think of with flames, with the devil, but hell being our personal internal hells that we carry with us, you know, and all of that. So those psychological sort of spiritual reflections are also very much part of what guides my process and work. You're very intuitive.
And what would you say about the green piece?
Yes, the green piece. I had no idea green tape existed. When I found it, I found it to be a wonderful occasion to explore the green piece and to make a green piece. For me, the green piece just became a sort of a commentary on environmentalism in a quite literal way. I also have included a piece of telephone cable, and with a little plug. And so there's nowhere to plug this in. And so I called it Green Unplugged. It's kind of funny and pathetic at the same way. There's a little bit of a metaphor also from how we're disconnected, all from each other and from nature. Darker green shades and the textless pieces of leaf-like forms are made out of recycled plastic tablecloths. And so then those are cut and to be configured into not any specific type of plants, but generically just some leafage that may recall vines or ivy or dandelion plants that I also used in the other installation.